complicated questions asking me. Okay, so on your knees or in child's pose. Close the eyes down. Just try and think. If you're sat on your knees, just try and relax your shoulders down, drawing the navel into the spine. Obviously, if you're in child's pose, then you're just going to try and stretch the hands out in front of you. I'm going to inhale and exhale. I'm teaching a class. Inhale and exhale through the nose. So if you've just stepped on the mat in your lunch break, try and forget about the problems at work or whatever it was you were working on. Just try and just bring the awareness to the breath and the body for this next 45 minutes. Inhale and exhale one more time here. And then we'll move from there into all fours position, just coming through a few rounds of cat-cow just to get into the spine. So make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Inhale, just lower the chest down, take that nice arch through the back. Exhale, scooping everything up and under. Scoop the belly in, scoop the chin in, and go again. Inhale, drop, lift the chest forward. Exhale, scoop everything up. Inhale, drop the chest, maybe try to squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, scooping everything up. One more in each direction. Inhale, really sticking the bottom out. Exhale, scooping everything up. Come back to a neutral spine. Good. Reach your left leg behind you. And then rotate the hip open. So you're rolling onto the inside of the left foot. Bring your left hand up to your hip. Try and square the body up. So we're in a side plank variation. You can keep the hand on the hip here or bring your arm up in line with your shoulder. Push it there. We're just going to keep the knee down for a few breaths. And then reach that left arm up and over your head so we get this nice side stretch here. Good. Breathe in here. One more inhale and exhale here. And then we'll come back the way we went into it. So arm up, back to the hip. Rotate everything back towards the mat. Drop that hand down, bring the left knee in. The side, take the right leg out. Roll onto the inside of that right leg and start to slowly stack the hips on top of each other. Bring in the right hand to the hip and then up and towards the ceiling. In line with the shoulder, we want a straight line going from the left wrist all the way up to the right hand. Try not to wobble there. Squeeze the glutes. And then turn the palms towards the top of the mat. Reach that right arm up and over your head. Breathing steadily here. So we hold the postures. Inhaling and exhaling. And then inhale, bring the arm back up to the ceiling. Bring it back to the waist. Bring everything back to the all fours position. Good, let's take one more cat-cow here. So drop the chest down, inhale. Exhale, scoop the body up. Come back to neutral spine. This time tuck the right leg back and the left leg back as we find our high plank position. We're going to hold here 3 breaths. So that's 1 there. And then inhale and exhale for 2. And 1 more. Inhale, exhale, 3rd breath. And then inhale here, exhale into your downward facing dog. Just coming into your downward facing dog. Maybe you want to pedal through the legs, wake the backs of the legs up here. Maybe just come to stillness. Just check in with the alignment with our fingers, spread nice and wide. Pushing down the backs of the fingers, backs of the thumb, palm of the hands, gazes through to the thighs. 1 more inhale and exhale here. Nice, and then on our next inhale, we'll lift our right leg up, coming into three-legged dog. Exhale, we're going to bring that leg through underneath us, dropping it down into the space between the hands. Keep the left thigh off, keep the left knee off. So we're in a runner's lunge, and then we'll take a twist here. So inhale, lift the right arm up, and twist towards the right thigh. Try and keep that left knee and left thigh straight off the floor. Breathing again, 2 more breaths. And then exhale, we're going to bring that hand back and to the floor. Both hands under the shoulders now. Let's step the right leg back to that high plank again. This time you can drop the knees or just lower straight down. Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering to the floor. Inhale, lift the shoulders and chest up, come into cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale and exhale here in down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. As you exhale, you're going to bring it through to the space between the hands. Again, staying in that runner's lunge, keeping the right knee and the right thigh off the floor. Push down into the mat with the right hand. Lift the left arm up, twist to your left thigh. Good. So we want to try and stack again, stacking the shoulders one on top of each other. There's a straight line from the right hand all the way up to that left hand. Squeezing everything into the middle. And go one more inhale and exhale. And then swing that arm around and all the way back down to the floor. Both hands under the shoulders. Again, step the left leg back, come to high plank. Exhale down to the low plank. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Keep the breath steady here. On your next inhale, you're going to look to the space between the hands. Walking the feet up into that space. Take as much bend in the knee as you need to here. And let the head be nice and heavy, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, especially if you've been sat down at the desk this morning. Maybe have a little swing out from side to side. Swinging from the lower back rather than just moving the arms. So we're not rocking the arms, we're actually moving from the lower back. Good, and maybe give a little, come to the center, give a little head and nod, and a little shake. And then drop the hands back down to the floor with a little bend in the knees. We'll roll up to standing. There we are, starting again. Turn to the top of the mat. Sorry, I'm already at the top of the mat. And we'll take some salutation A. Inhale, bring the arms up over the head. Exhale, fold the body down. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to that plank. Lower down to the floor. Remember, you can always drop the knees and lower just the body. Inhale, lifting the shoulders up. Cobra to up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. 1 inhale. 1 exhale. 2 inhale. 2 exhale. Inhale, exhale. Have a think about where you can find a bit of space. Stretching all out through the back body. Scooping the belly up. Last inhale and exhale. And then next inhale, we look to the space between the hands. We walk up, we step up, maybe even jump the feet up into that space. Exhale, fold the body over. Inhale, push into the floor, coming all the way up. Arms come up by your ears, maybe even palms come together at the top. Look up to the thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands down. And again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down, just starting to build a little bit more heat in the body. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank, drop down to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Find the stillness in the breath here. Gaze through to the inner thighs. See how close to the mat you can bring your heels, straightening the backs of the legs. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, take the gaze to the space between the hands, step in, walking, maybe jumping up into that space. Exhale, fold the body over. Inhale, push the feet into the floor, squeeze the inner thighs together, come all the way up to standing, lift the arms up over your head again. Exhale, let the arms come down. One more to down dog. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, stepping back. High plank, drop down to the floor. Exhale, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take an inhale and an exhale here. Moving on, inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the leg through, the space between the hands. And this time we're going to come all the way up. You can stop halfway on the thighs, all the way up to Crescent Lunge, bringing the arms in line with the ears. Yeah, just check in with the shoulders here, maybe a little shoulder roll to get them down the back a little bit more. Try and straighten the back of that leg. That left hip is reaching towards the back of the mat. Ribs drawing in towards each other. Good. One more inhale here. And an exhale. And then inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling a little bit. Rotate that left heel down and open the arms out to move into warrior two. Nice. Good. Check in that the front arm is in line with the back arm. And then take the gaze back over that front palm. Nice, breath is steady, just watch the ribs here, draw the ribs in, draw everything in toward the midline. Nice, inhale, take the right palm, flip it up, and then exhale, drawing a line with your hand all the way up to the ceiling, and then maybe even going back a little ways into your reverse warrior. Just watch what's happening with this left hand, either softly placed on the left leg or all the way around your back. Just don't be putting any weight into that left arm. Nice, one more breath. And then exhale. As we exhale, we're going to straighten the right leg so we've got both legs straight and pitch into a very wide triangle pose. So bring the right arm the other way, right arm to right ankle, yeah. So it's much wider than you would take it normally. But you really have to ground down through the heels and squeeze in through the inner thighs. One more inhale and exhale there. And then from here, bend, keep this triangle pose with the torso, but just bend into the right leg. See if you can pop the hand on the outside of the right foot, and then your left arm's going to reach all the way over your head like you did in that side plank. We're in extended side angle. Good. Keep thinking about drawing your left rib cage up towards the ceiling. Nice. One more inhale and exhale here. Then inhale. As we exhale, we're going to rotate everything back to the floor, towards the floor. So your hip rolls around to the floor, your hand comes back on the floor, you're back in your runner's lunge. From runner's lunge, we're going to take a big inhale. And then exhale, sweep that right foot all the way back to your three-legged dog. So underneath you, back where we started this whole sequence. Nice. And then exhale, drop the right foot back down to the floor. Nice. Take an inhale and exhale here. Inhale, this time take the gaze to the space between the hands, stepping or jumping up into that space. Exhale, fold the body over. Inhale, reach all the way up to standing, arms float up over the head. Exhale, just bring the hands down. Left side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, step it back to your high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale and exhale in downward facing dog. And then inhale the left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, step it through into that space between the hands. This time again, coming all the way up to our crescent lunge. Arms up by our ears. Good. Both ribs should be facing towards the front of the room. Squeeze it, maybe even turning the little fingers in towards each other here. Yeah, nice. We've got 2 more breaths here. Try and get a little bit lower down in the hips if you can. Nice. Inhale and exhale again. Inhale, lift up to create a little bit of space, a little bit of length in the waist. Rotate your right heel down. Open into your warrior 2 pose. Good, just check in that the back arm is in line with the front arm and it's not wandered off, forwards or back or up or down. And then just bending into that left knee. Beautiful. One more inhale and exhale. Then we're going to flip that left palm up towards the ceiling and reaching up towards the ceiling and backwards if you can. Otherwise, just keep lifting up towards the ceiling. Right hand is relax on that right leg or all the way around the back. Don't lose this bend in your left leg. Nice. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, we're going to come all the way back up, straight in both legs. Bring both arms in line with the shoulder and then reaching down into a wide legged Trikonasana. Good. Then reaching the gaze up towards the right hand if it feels okay on the neck. Otherwise, you can just look straight ahead towards the side of your mat. Nice. And on your next inhale, you're going to prepare to move into that side angle. Exhale into it. Bend the left knee. Bring the left hand down outside of the hand if you can. Reach the right arm up and over your head. You're reaching your right hand forward and your outside of your left foot into the mat. Sorry, your right foot. Nice. Stretch into the side of the body. Lifting the right ribs up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're going to rotate everything back towards the mat, towards the floor, into your runner's lunge. Make sure you've got both hands under your shoulders, fingers are spread. Step the left leg back. Exhale, drop down to the floor. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the space between the hands, stepping, jumping up into that space. Exhale, fold the body over. Inhale, push the feet into the floor, calm all the way back up to standing. Let the arms keep floating up over the head. Exhale, bring the hands down. Good, keep it flowing, keep it going with the breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Good, stay here in your high plank. Keep the breath steady. For another breath, in and out in your high plank. Good, good. Now slowly dropping down to the floor. We're going to try and go 3, 2, 1. So control, send the elbows back for 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Slowly coming into our upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Slowly coming into our downward facing dog. Nice, just bringing the core into a bit of action now. Lift the right leg up again into your 3-legged dog. Nice. Exhale as you take your weight forward. Your right knee is going to tap your right elbow. Good. Then inhale, push everything back up to your three-legged dog. Nice, nice. Exhale, right knee across to your left elbow. Your torso can twist around a little bit here as well. Nice. Inhale all the way back up, three-legged dog. Good, good. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the center. When your knee gets into the center of your ribs, push into the mat and take that angry cat curve with your spine. See if you can bring your chin or forehead towards your knee. Good, good. Holding it here. Keep that curve. Inhale, exhale. Good, good. And then just slowly start to take yourself back to a downward facing dog. Good. Bring the weight forward again to high plank. Hold it there. Dropping back down to the floor slowly as you can for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left elbow as you shift your weight forward. Nice. Inhale all the way back up to three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee across to your right elbow. Twist the torso here if you want to. Inhale the way back up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee in toward the center. Once it gets in the center, pushing into the floor, curve that spine up. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. And then come back to a downward facing dog. Good. Slowly drop the knees down and push back into a child's pose. Let's just take a few little wrist circles here. We've done a lot of loading onto the wrists. Nice. From here, bending at the elbows, try and bring your hands to prayer pose behind your head. Nice. And then push a little bit of weight into the elbows so that you feel a stretch down your triceps. Slowing the breath down if it's sped up during the core section. Nice. On your next exhale, bring your hands back to the floor. Slide them back up underneath the shoulders. Come to find your all fours again. Tuck the toes and take yourself back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, look to the space between the hands and step or jump up into that space. Exhale, fold the body over. Inhale, push it all the way back up to standing. And exhale, let the hands come back down by your sides. Good. Inhale, bending the knees, reach your hands down. We're going to come into a chair pose. Beautiful. Just hold here, this chair pose. So we're sitting down on a chair. You might want to come somewhere between a chair and a stool. And then we're going to try to lift this left leg off the floor. Rotate it out, drop the left ankle to the right knee, and then sit down even more if you can. Yeah, good. Now see how far forward you can take your body weight. You're reaching forward, or maybe coming all the way to the floor with both hands. Stay with bent legs, or maybe try to straighten the right leg and draw the nose towards the shin. Nice. One more breath, and then we're going to come all the way back up. Whoop. And drop that left leg back down to the floor, keeping your chair pose. Exhale, stand up nice and tall. Good, just a mini vinyasa here. So inhale, arms up by your head. Whoops. Exhale, bring the torso down. Inhale, take a half lift, try and come to a flat back. Yeah, nice. Exhale, fold the body forward, stay in this forward fold. Good. Take your hands either to the floor, grab opposite ankles, or maybe even reach around and grab behind your calves to give yourself a little hug in. Nice, nice. Keep the breath steady here. One more inhale and exhale. Whatever hold you've got with your arms, just drop the hands back softly to the floor. Good, good. And then we're going to lift and lengthen again and keep going all the way to standing. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Lift the arms up over the head. Exhale, bring the hands down. Good. So back to the other side. Bend in the knees. Reach down, come into your chair pose. Let me just change my position so you can see what's happening here. Again, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. They shouldn't be touching. At this point, there should be a little gap. And then we're going to center the weight and then bring the weight into the left leg as you lift the right leg up. Rotate it down, dropping that ankle across to the left knee. Good, and then sitting down a little bit lower, maybe reaching forward, maybe leaning forward to take the floor, and again, maybe even straighten that left leg. Draw your chin towards your left shin. Couple of options there to hold another breath or two. And then inhale, come back up, release that right leg and drop it back down to the floor. Sit back into your chair pose. Exhale, fold forward again. This time keep the arms going behind you so you can interlink them. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to activate the shoulders back, and then let the head fold forward as you drop the hands over the head. Good, keep the breath steady here. Nice, inhale, lift the head up, bring the arms back down. With a straight or bent knee, it doesn't matter. Keep the arms going down to bring yourself all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring the hands down by your sides. Inhale, lifting the arms up again. Exhale, fold the body over. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, come back to your high plank. And then just push back to your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Obviously, if you need to, you can drop to your knees. Take a little few breaths, rest here. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, we're going to step the right leg up. This time as we swing it down, we're aiming to take our right foot to the outside of our right hand. So our foot is on the outside of our hands. We're in a high lizard lunge. We're going to hold for a few breaths, so you've got time if you want to come down to the forearms. Drop the head, and up to you with which way you want to go there. Keep thinking about trying to bring this left hip flexor down towards the floor, reaching the left heel towards the back of the room. Okay, now we're going to take our weight into our left hand. We're going to try and pick up our right foot as we flip onto our side. Stack that right foot on top of your left foot for a side plank variation. If it feels too much, drop that underneath knee, the left knee down. Otherwise, trying to keep holding here. Good, good. One more breath if you can. And then bending to the right, knee. Tap the right foot on the floor behind you and see if you can lift your chest up toward the ceiling. So move from a side plank into more of a wild thing variation. Maybe from there, lift the right arm up over your head. One more breath, wobbling on that left arm. Slowly bring yourself back to a downward facing dog to face the floor again. Again, if you need it, drop the knees, push back, just give the wrists a little twirl. Otherwise, just come back to downward facing dog. Nice. Next, inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up. Exhale, dropping it down to the outside of the left foot, left hand even. Lizard lunge. Hands under the shoulders, or take the forearms down to the floor again, just whichever one feels better for you. Breathing here steadily. Last inhale and exhale before we try to move it into that side plank. So bring the weight slightly more into the right hand and right foot as you try to step that left leg back. Drop it on top of the right leg. Then you're on your side, lift your left arm up. Lift your right side body off the floor if you can. Again, take it down a notch by putting the underneath knee onto the floor if you want to. Nice, one more breath. Jeez, I'm wobbling. Then bending into the left knee, try and tap the left foot on the floor behind you. Try and lift the hips and the chest up towards the ceiling. Good. Try and keep breathing here. Strong pose. If it doesn't feel good, just come back to that side plank with the knee down. And then inhale, exhale all the way back to your downward facing dog. Drop the knees back down, come to all fours. Release the toes, push back to child's pose. Reaching the hands up in front of us. Slowing the breath down here. Let's take one more inhale and exhale. And then slowly start to roll up to kneeling up where we started. Just take yourself off to one side so you can swing your legs out in front of you. Good, good. Bring your right knee up. Bend and then take it over your left foot. Left leg even. Hug your right knee with your left elbow and then take your right hand behind you and start to twist across that right thigh. Try and maybe even look towards your back shoulder, your right shoulder, towards the back of your mat. Let's keep that twist moving slowly with each breath. And then our next inhale, we're gonna unravel to take the gaze forward, then the shoulders, then the ribs, and then release the hands, release the right leg back out in front of you. Take an inhale and exhale here. And then bend the left knee up, take it across. Hug it in with your right elbow, take your left hand behind, twisting across to the left thigh this time. Gaze towards that left shoulder or the back of the mat. Inhaling, exhaling. Nice, one more inhale and exhale. And then bring your gaze back to the front. Release the back back to squared up. Take the left leg out in front of you. This time we'll inhale. Maybe actually let's inhale our arms up over our head as well, so we get that length, and then exhale, reaching forward. Trying to reach towards your feet. Obviously, if you're not reaching your feet yet, you can rest the hands down by the side of your legs. Tuck the chin in and let the head relax. And breathe softly here. Nice, just a couple more breaths. And then slowly start to stack the vertebrae in the spine, one on top of each other to come back up to seated. Nice, slowly bend the knees up a little bit. Bring the arms out in front of your shoulders. Start to curve into the spine as we drop down to the floor. Again, one vertebrae at a time, dropping down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're on the floor lying down. Spread the shoulders out wide. Just walk the feet in a little bit closer to your bottom. You should be able to just reach the back of the heels. Good, and then we're going to take a shoulder bridge. So we start imagining we're zipping up a zip, then the pelvis tilts up and keeps going. Push the feet into the floor. Use the muscles in the quads to let the hips come up as high as you can, maybe even high enough so that you can roll your arms outwards and interlace your fingers underneath you. Good, just lifting up as high as you can with your hips. Keep the breath steady. One more deep inhale and exhale. Release the hands if you've got them interlinked. Slowly dropping the back to the floor. So bottom's going to be last. Nice, and then pick the knees up and give them a little squeeze into the chest. Maybe even rocking a little bit side to side here, massaging the spine into the floor. Good, and then come back to bring the feet back on the floor. Take your arms out shoulder height. So you're pushing down the palms of your hands into the floor. Bring your knees and feet together this time. And then inhale, as you exhale, you're going to drop your knees over to the right side. Just get that twist that's happening here in the lower back. So if you need to pop something under the knees to make it more comfortable, go for it. Otherwise, just let the knees naturally fall down. Take your gaze towards your left hand. See if you can lengthen out the breath here as we slow down towards the end of the class. One more inhale and exhale here. And then inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Settle the lower back into the floor. And then inhale here, exhale, drop both knees over to the left side. We're trying to keep our right shoulder on the mat, but it doesn't matter if it pops off a little bit. Again, gaze across to the right hand if you can. One more inhale and exhale here. And then inhale, bring your knees back up to the ceiling. Good. Hug the knees back into the chest one more time. This time squeeze in as much as you can. Bring the chin up, the knee up towards the knees. Just get a little squeeze into the body. Squeeze it all tight. Hold the breath for a big inhale. And then exhale, release. Let everything relax in your final resting pose. Try and soften the muscles in the face, the jaw. And let the breath come back to its natural breathing rhythm. Try not to take too many conscious breaths here. Start to become aware of the inhale and exhale one more time. Start to slowly activate the muscles again, so bringing the fingers and toes, wriggling the fingers and toes. Maybe start to move the head a little bit side to side. Just feel that massage in the back of the skull on the mat. And then inhale, bring both arms up over the head, point the toes, and give yourself a full body stretch. Exhale, release there. And then slowly just rolling over onto your side. And then slowly begin to push yourself back up to come to a comfortable seated position. Just closing the eyes down again if they've opened. Just relax the hands onto the knees or into the lap. And just consciously, we're going to take a few infinity breaths or constant breaths. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more, inhale and exhale. On this next inhale, bring the hands together at heart center, exhale there. On the next inhale, bring the thumbs up to the forehead, and as you exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Bow down, give thanks to yourself and your body for coming to the mat this afternoon. As always, the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining.